again, my name is Tiffany Nguyen and I am here today to talk to you guys about how I passed my real estate exam in Utah. The real estate exam is quite, for me personally, difficult. I failed about 3 times, and each time I had to find a different way of studying, and eventually I got it the 4th time. So I mean, it just takes time, but I'm gonna show you guys in 5 easy steps on what you can do to study for the real estate exam and how it can be very effective if you use these methods. So let's get started. So the first thing I would say to do is you want to make sure you have all the material memorized. I know it sounds difficult, but you want to keep reading the 2 books that they give you. I went through Stringham, and what they did was they gave me the Utah law portion and the actual sales person book. So basically the bigger book, you want to make sure you read that at least like 3 times, and then the Utah law, you want to make sure you're reading that like 3 times as well. And once that is in your head, you want to make sure that you're underlining, you're annotating, you are writing notes on the side. What I like to use is Cornell Notes, so I ordered some Cornell Notes online in order to write down my notes there. So I really recommend that. Just make sure all the information is in your head before you are taking it. The second thing is use all the resources you have. For me, what really helped me was Prep Agent and taking the review test on Stringham all the time. So what I did was I would go through all Prep Agent's videos, which I will link down below. What I did was I constantly just watched his videos over and over again, his crash courses, his vocabulary, and constantly took notes on that. And what I did was I just kept doing that, and I passed. And then, as I was saying, also you want to use other resources such as review tests. So what I did was in Stringham there's a separate kind of course where it's like just the review test, and you can take the review test as many times as you'd like. And this really helped me because every time I had to aim for at least 90 to 100% on the review test in order for me to pass. So I constantly kept reviewing that, retaking the test. I probably took it, each test I took it 5 times each in order to keep that memory in my brain, and so the next time I can spill it out all on the test. So that really did help me just retake the test. And I wouldn't say don't be okay with 70% on the test. Be okay with 90 to 100%, because most of the time test takers, they go in the testing area and they take the test and they fail because they say, oh, I take the review test and I get 70%, I pass. That's the bare minimum. With this real estate test, you want to make sure that you actually know what you're doing, and I think just that was a big impact on everything I had to learn. So yeah. The third thing that really helped me was having someone there as a peer to guide me through the process. I feel like branching out, reaching out to older agents, reaching out to new agents, students in the program has really helped me become better at studying. I had this one friend, Alex. He printed out all the practice tests, all the information, and he just lended me it. And I think he was a big help because he passed his test, and I wanted to know what I was doing wrong. And I think it's important to have critique from someone else and say, for them to be like, oh, this is what I've been doing. So taking it from his point of view, I was able to grasp the concept better, and we were able to study together, go through the practice test together, and that's really important. I feel like having someone there to be able to guide you is a magnificent choice when it comes to studying for a test. The first step I would say is to make sure that you are reviewing the answers, the questions that you have no idea on. Meaning that you write down the question on a piece of paper, what is blah blah blah, what is a quitclaim deed, and the definition besides that. And you want to go over the questions that you have no idea, and you're going to write it down, and then you're going to review that. Before you go to take your test, you're going to have to review that entire note that you are taking notes on your piece of paper. You want to review that, and eventually, you can get rid of the difficult questions and go in the test confident. The fifth step for me is actually a really weird step, but I would say manifest. For me, before my test taking, what I did was I would constantly write down on a piece of paper, I will pass the test. And honestly, this worked out for me. I kept writing down, I will pass this real estate test, and constantly writing that down, putting that in my head, and eventually that helped me. And it's crazy also, I feel like meditating also helps. I went into the sauna at the gym, and then I would sit there, put on a pair of headphones, and just listen to the music. For me, that helped me just kind of ground myself, because eventually when you fail the test like 30 times, you kind of like start losing that feeling of like, oh, I'm never gonna pass. But for me, it's about the grit, it's about the determination that really made me get my license at the end of the day. And I think if you as a new agent want to start off as an agent, you are gonna have to go through all these difficulties, you're gonna have to go through failures. And I would say, yeah, these are the steps that really has helped me, and I hope you implement it as well, especially if you live in Utah. Another like side tip thing I would say, the Utah law portion is gonna get to you because it is a lot of memorization. But as long as you are memorizing, as long as you are taking the test, you will pass. And what I mean by like taking the test is the practice test on Stringham. You can purchase it, I believe it's like $50 for the practice test, and it has helped me a lot, especially Prep Agent as well on YouTube. But yeah, thanks so much for watching, guys. I hope you guys have a wonderful day, and yeah, like, comment, subscribe, and contact me if you guys have any questions. I am here. Thank you.